Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of DnDTime Behind the Screen. This is gonna be a much more relaxed show, I think, than usual. I got Twitch open here. Let me move that onto the other monitor. We won't need that. How y'all doing? I'm doing pretty good myself. Uh-oh. A hornless unicorn has gotten loose and aged random people in the land of DnDTime. Oh no! But the key to that one, Vazosh, is like that you'd want to fail, right? You wouldn't want to win. You'd want Roger to just forever stay an old grumpy gnome. Anywho, hey, how's it going? How y'all doing? I'm doing pretty good. Actually, I'm doing pretty. Meh. I'm feeling real tired after last night. A lot of talking and Roger's awful gnome voice has really irritated my throat, so I just got a whole bunch of water. Oh damn, Plunder. That is a lot of states that you have been to. I'm super jelly. I have been to like not anywhere near that many. Unless you count all the ones I've flown over. I've not been to a lot of places. But anywho, for those who are unawares, this is a pretty chill, relaxed stream where I'm going to prep my DnDTime Delves adventure for tomorrow. The way DnDTime Delves works is it's a one-shot dungeon crawl adventure. I run stuff out of this book over here, which is called The Dungeon Delve. From 4th edition, it's available right here on the Dungeon Masters Guild. It's $12 for the PDF copy, which, you know, not bad. Not a bad price at all. And you can find the digitized maps kind of scattered about. I've been editing mine personally to make them work a little better. Maybe I can... I don't know if I can make those available because Wizards might be grumpy about it, but whatever, we'll figure that out at some point. But anyway, yeah, the book's available for $12. It's super great. It has 30 one-shot adventures ranging from levels 1 to level 30. Now you might be thinking, if you're familiar with 5th edition, the levels don't go to 30, and that's because they don't in 5e. In 4th edition they did. And so the basic rule of thumb that I go with is, if I want to make a Dungeon Delve adventure playable in 5e without having to change a ton, or without having to change the monsters dramatically, basically I take the level of the adventure, so in this case level 15, I'll divide it by 2, so that's going to be 7.5, round down to 7, and I add 3 to it. Why I do that, it doesn't really matter. We're going from 20 to 30 levels, so we're reducing by 2/3. Don't worry about it too much. But basically, I'd run this as a level 10 adventure, and I'll be doing that tomorrow, and hopefully that'll be pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about it. Let's see, we got a whole bunch of chat going on. How you guys all doing? Got some delicious rum, Mr. Plunderloot. You know, today I'm not jealous. Today I just want my water. I can make the 5e revisions he made available. Yeah, the problem is the base copyright still... I think I would need to, like, message Wizards of the Coast and be like, yo, it's the maps, specifically, Fazlazoj, that I need to think about, like, because those are Wizards' intellectual property. I don't think they care, because really I'm just making this book that is outdated for previous edition usable still, but whatever. Maybe I'll send them an email at some point and see if they ever get back to me. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to convert this adventure to 5th edition. It's really not all that hard. You're going to see that a lot of it comes from just my knowledge of monsters and Dungeons and Dragons in the Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes, in the Monster Manual, and in Volo's Guide to Monsters. However, for the most part, it's really not that hard. A lot of the creatures, like if they name a creature, its power level is going to be approximately the same in each edition. Like, they're not going to radically change, like an ancient dragon is still going to be an ancient dragon. It's not going to be like something level 2 characters fight in 5th edition where it was an endgame enemy in 4th. So, anywho. Yeah, I'm jealous of you, Bionic Sheep. We actually got sleep. I love sleep. I miss sleep. I got super distracted last night and ended up doing a whole bunch of coding on the website just because I went to go lie down and I couldn't sleep. Sleep, sleep, polymorph to sheep. Polymorphing to sheep's always the best, because, like, what's a sheep gonna do, right? I mean, it can run away, but... anywho, so yeah, let's start rolling around. I'm gonna close this here menu here for the Dungeon Masters Guild. If you want it, it's available. Just search Dungeon Delve Dungeon Masters Guild, and it'll pop right up on Google. Or whatever search engine you use. I mean, I'd be shocked if... Maybe Bing might not get it. Who knows? Even they might. We'll come back to this page later. Cool. So, I use Roll20 for everything that I do here. I do run games live in person using, like, an actual rolled up map and markers and tokens and stuff. But for the purposes of this stream, everything I do is on Roll20. For those unfamiliar, Roll20 is a virtual tabletop, which basically just means you can have a grid, your character sheets are built right into the program, and you can hit buttons to roll instead of actually rolling dice. It's pretty cool, it's really convenient, and it works pretty damn well. Its features aren't too bad. A lot of the features I'm going to be, or not a lot, but one of the main features I'm going to be using today, called dynamic lighting, is a feature that is only available to Roll20 subscribers. So they offer, I think it's a $5 a month or like $50 a year subscription where you get dynamic lighting, the ability to import and export characters between different campaigns. For me, I think it's super helpful because I play a ton of Dungeons and Dragons. So I think it's worth the $5, and the dynamic lighting's cool. I like it. Some people might think it's a gimmick, but you absolutely don't need that to play games on. I'm missing some more stuff. There's some more stuff. This is a wolf dressed as a dragon, right? Well, I mean, that might be the case, Bionic Shiva. We just need a wolf running around looking like a dragon, terrifying people. Maybe he's got one of those Tesla brand flamethrowers. That's the craziest thing. Elon Musk selling flamethrowers, like... What world do we live in? He's a real supervillain, like genuine. Anywho, I digress. So yeah, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk through the actual adventure a little bit. I unfortunately made the mistake of my second monitor that's over here is where Roll20 and the PDF are. So I'm gonna be looking not at the camera for a little bit of this. Sorry, I should have probably thought that through a little better. So we're gonna just zoom in, boop, boop. And the Caves of Menace. Hopefully you can read the adventure. Oh, that's too far. Boop. You can read the adventure title up there and maybe some of the text under it. So basically, all of these adventures start out with a little preface to them. It is a incredibly short adventure hook. It's usually like one, maybe two like sentences. This one goes on to a second paragraph. Whoa, crazy. So we're gonna read through that, and then the first thing I want to do whenever I run a game is, especially a one-shot game. That's something I didn't mention, or maybe I did, but all of the adventures in this book are one-shot adventures. They are meant for 3 to 4 hours of gameplay. You sit down with a bunch of people, you play through, and you're done. You can drag and drop them into campaigns that you're running. Say you need an adventure in the Underdark. Well, this is an Underdark sort of adventure that you can just kind of toss in. Great. And you can kind of twist it and change it to be like what you're doing. So, yeah, they start with an adventure hook. And when I'm running an adventure, one of the first things that I really like is figuring out what my adventure hook's going to be. So the adventure hook is a brief description of the adventure that will basically just kind of say, what are you doing? Why are the players doing this? In longer term campaigns with established characters, you can tailor these to your characters really well. You can say like, the paladin of Timora is, you have a paladin of Timora in your party. And there's something to do with Bashaba, the kind of opposite of Timora, the goddess of bad luck and misfortune, that maybe ties into this adventure somehow. You can do all sorts of funky stuff like that, and that's always cool, but excuse me. In this case, I'm gonna just kind of be planning it out the way it is. The players will be given a reason as to why they're going on the adventure, and they're just going to have to kind of roll with it, because that's how one-shot adventures work when you're just kind of playing. So I open up my little scratch pad here, Notepad++, fantastic little bit of software. And let's read the adventure synopsis they give us. A band of evil fae, led by a corrupted Brolani, has raided an Eladrin city and kidnapped several respected elders. The Fomorian king claims the rogues don't act on his behalf, but the Eladrin city threatens the Fomorians all the same. To prevent war, the PCs travel through the Underdark of the Feywild, a wondrous place filled with the beautiful and horrifying, in search of the evil fae and their captives. So right there, this is talking about a whole bunch of different stuff that you may not understand at all. But at its very core, it's super simple. There are two kingdoms, the Eladrin, even if you don't know what Eladrin are, they're a people, obviously a kingdom, and the Fomorians, another kingdom. Obviously, they aren't getting along, and the Eladrin recently had people kidnapped, and they think it's the Fomorians. Super straightforward kind of deal. A little bit more depth in the Forgotten Realms. The Fomorians are a race of twisted and corrupted giant folk who were forever cursed to live beneath the ground in the Feywild, which the Feywild, otherwise known as the Land of Fairy, is just a whimsical, goofy, fantastical, whimsical realm. That's just about it. And the Eladrin are elves. They're super elfy, fairy elves, kind of. Much more magical and flamboyant and emotional is kind of the key for them than most other elves. They're kind of defined by seasons, right? The shifting seasons are their shifting emotions, are their shifting power. They're very transient. Now, you might wonder, what on earth is a Brolani? Because I didn't know. I had to look that up. A Brolani is just a more special Eladrin. Basically, they're a celestial Eladrin, kind of like a demigod-like thing, but it seems like it's more of just like a blessing. They aren't really that much more powerful. Whatever. They're important, they're powerful, and they're very magical. So that's kind of all I'm going to really realize there. A big, powerful Eladrin has broken into the Eladrin city and kidnapped people. And for some reason, the Eladrin think it's the Fomorians' fault. So, okay, weird. Whatever. So, the next thing we jump to here in the PDF is expanding the delve. Here, the book will talk about a couple neat different ways to like make this into a more full-fledged adventure, if that's what you were interested in doing, or a multi-part thing. They mention drows and that maybe have allied with the Brolani. They mention Fomorians that are actually they're actually in the adventure to search for the captives to try and prove the Fomorians didn't do it, or weren't. But there's no guarantee the prisoners will get free. Well, they're also looking for the prisoners for some reason. Maybe they're really important political people in the Eladrin city. They are elders after all. And there's some more stuff about a skill challenge, which is basically just they have to convince the Fomorians and Eladrin not to fight. I'm not going to worry about any of that, but if you were playing and running this in a longer term setting, these would be cool ways to maybe make this adventure a little richer, a little more full. So, without further ado, I'm going to jump right over into Act 1. So these adventures, every adventure in this book is broken up into 3 acts, as I'm going to call them, or encounters. The first one, I can't really read the whole thing, is called Lure of the Night. And very similarly to the full adventure, why won't you let me scroll? Alright, there we go. Very similar to the full adventure like I described earlier. It has a little bit of a preface, a little setup here, some text to read when players enter the battle map, and some more details about what they might hear. So, technical difficulties. Am I having technical difficulties? Oh, but actually we're saying technical difficulties. Am I having issues? Ooh. Let me know if I'm having issues, because I don't know if I am. That being said, I do like the idea that's going on in chat of the giant cheese asteroids. Talking about the... Oh, yes, technical difficulties with clicking. Clicking is very difficult, you know? It's really takes a large degree of skill to... Alright, I'll stop. But yeah. It's a level 15 encounter, whatever. And right at the top, it tells you what the enemies you're looking at. 2 Cyclops Storm Shamans, 3 Night Hags, and 1 Eladrin Prisoner. I'm gonna guess we're not fighting the Eladrin Prisoner. No, it's all good. You never know, Bionic Shiba. Things break sometimes here. So, setup. The idea, basically, that we're getting at... Oh, actually, let's just go back up before we get too far ahead of ourselves. I don't want to jump right in yet. We gotta write up what our adventure hook is. I opened up my notepad and I didn't write anything. So, I think I'm just gonna write that. A band of evil fae led by a corrupted celestial elf. I'm just gonna write that. Yeah. Has raided an Eladrin city and kidnapped several respected elders. This one's actually pretty good, so I'm just gonna use it straight up, I think, for the most part. Changing some things, obviously, I get rid of the word Berlani because some people won't know what the hell that means. That's not a kitchen term, I don't think. The Fomorian king claims that the kidnappings were... The kidnappers did not act on his behalf, but the Eladrin city threatens war all the same. To prevent war, our heroes must give chase deep into the Underdark of the Feywild. A wondrous place filled with beautiful and horrifying sights and foes. Alright, cool. I'll also add the in search. In search of the evil fae and their captives. Cool. So I'm literally just gonna run that straight up. I think that's fine. Why not, right? Let's see. The prisoner is a dragon in disguise. God, we're all with these dragons in disguise, everyone. Maybe we'll see. You know what I'll do? I'll tell you what, Bionic Shiba. I'll tell you what. If they go through the first adventure and I've totally misjudged the power level here, and they get wrecked, then I will have the Eladrin be a dragon in disguise that will assist them in their adventure. Cool. So anyway, we got that now. We're gonna open up a new tab just so we can take notes if we need to as we dive through the rest. So the first thing is shows you the 3 little battle maps that'll be used. This is stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3. And we can get bigger pictures of these later on as we go on. So Lure of the Night, encounter 1. You'll most definitely fight the prisoner. Oh, maybe we'll fight the prisoner. We'll see. Throw on his head. We're keeping him down here so he wouldn't ruin the world. What have you done? Yeah, maybe. The pursuing heroes encounter Fey guards left behind in a cave, along with a cunning lure that turns an easy fight into an unpredictable battle. Okay. Place the Cyclops Storm Shamans, the prisoner, and the Night Hags adjacent to the prisoner. The other 2 hags begin out of sight, placed in squares, visible to the characters. Characters start with this encounter on the northern edge by the water. Cool. So, this is just flavor text. A pool of briefly glowing water lies before you, blah, blah, blah. Oh, and I guess you see the one-eyed giants. Okay. So I guess they don't automatically attack. It's only when they approach that that you see a pair of venerable Eladrin manacled to the wall, one unconscious, the other weakly cries for help. You hear feeble pleas and Elven somewhere in the room. Well, it seems like you walk right up and find them. Oh, I guess you have to walk down from there. Well, let's scroll to the next page. They've got some stats for monsters. We'll look at those in a second. Those aren't super important. Let's look at features of the area. Oh yeah, so this page has monster stats, and then it has... oh, there's more text. A single dose of psychic damage kills the prisoner, so the Night Hag delays dealing damage until the right time. Oh, I see. So the Night Hags are kind of like hold the prisoners as a hostage thing. Features of the area: phosphorus and algae in the pool provide bright illumination throughout the cavern. Cool. Brightly lit by biolume algae. Sick. I dig that. Ooh. Hags have an aura of darkness, basically. Cool. We'll get to that. That's neat. I'll just label this encounter 1. Ceiling 30 feet high. That never matters. Like, sometimes you care about how high the ceiling is. I never do. Like, if a player asks me how high is the ceiling, my first response is going to be like, I mean, unless it's a very particular like place, right? If it's like in the castle of the gnome people, that might be important because it's short. But like, these are giants that you're fighting. It's gonna be big. Like, if the player wants extra space, if they say, oh, can I fly like 60 feet up? Sure you can. I really don't care. No problem. That's just cool, in my opinion. And the giants will throw rocks at you or something real bad, and then you'll fall. So I don't care about the ceiling. That is whatever the players really ask for me. The water is 2 feet deep. It's difficult terrain. Okay. Water is difficult terrain. Cool. Pit. This rocky shaft to the south was cornered up 50 feet into a natural channel, which leads to area 2. Okay, so, oops. That down there is a way out. Or way down further. Pit drops to next level. Cool. I'll add rocky pitch, so like, in case I need that. And then prisoner has no combat skills, but can make their way back to the city. All right, cool. All right, sweet. So let's see. We got this cool thing. They come in here, they walk down, they see N, which is an invisible Night Hag. I see. The idea is they ambush you. We got a PE prisoner and another Night Hag with the prisoner. And they probably see these guys early on, but barely. So that's pretty neat. The idea for all of these, by the way, all these maps, is each of these little squares, you can see the little white dots on them. Let me zoom. Oh, geez. All these little white hash marks represent a 5-foot square, basically. This map is particularly different than most. Most of them actually have grids on them. This one just doesn't, which is fine. So we get the idea. They walk in, invisible Night Hag, they walk right by, wade through the water to get to the prisoner and the Night Hag they do see, and then these guys go rah and run up. Maybe they're standing guard. That just seems so lame. So maybe they take cover over like here and there if the players try and just rain fire down upon them. Kind of force the players to get into this Night Hag trap here. Oh, and the Eladrin screams can help to lure them, so that's good. Cool, cool. So that's pretty simple. Really good. We look at the enemies. Cyclops Storm Shaman. Whatever. That's not a monster in 5th edition. I'm just going to take a Cyclops. Normal. And maybe I'll give him a little more health. Maybe I'll give him some more armor class. Maybe, I mean, I'll definitely give him some of these spells. These Cyclopses have an evil eye ability, which is cool. I like that, because they only got one eye. It's like their feature. And that's super on theme for the Fomorians we're going to run into later. Spoiler alert. So I think I'm going to give them that, and I'm going to roll with this vulnerability to lightning damage. I like that. Oh, it's just thunder damage? Oh, and lightning damage. Cool. We'll make that work out, maybe. Fine, we'll figure it out. It'll be cool. And it'll make these guys a lot more threatening, because Cyclopses are not CR10 creatures. This is a level 10 encounter, So we're going to want creatures that are close to that CR, maybe a little lower, and then whatever, and then maybe a little higher for the last battle. I believe Cyclops are like CR 6 or 7 or something, so they're a little bit below. And then Night Hags are CR 5, so they're way below. But these guys seem to be meant more as crowd control based on their abilities. They do a little bit of damage. A D6 is not a lot. Oh, but they stun. Huh. If it has advantage, they stun. Okay, so that's just their first turn with their ambush. They do that. That's cool. And they have a sleep ability. Cool. So we'll jump onto that in a little bit and look into them, how we're going to roll with them when we set up Roll20. Cool. So we got Encounter 1 figured out. Encounter 2 is called the Chasm of Torment. So, how do I want to do this? Well, let's look at the map first. I don't know why they don't show me the map first every time. Not on this page. Must be on the next one. Cool. So this is the Chasm of Torment. They fall into here. Where do players start? Alright, doesn't say where they start. Bridge. Horrific scene, got by the Mighty Warriors. Okay, does not really clearly say where they come from. I'm gonna say they come from down here, because that makes sense to me. Whatever. Sure. We'll say they walk down a little tunnel and get to here. So, they come up, they see this chasm, they see a big Fomorian just standing there, he's scary, there's blood and dead people everywhere. Great. Looks like, and I'll zoom in a little bit, looks like, oh boy, we got this little cliff edge here that goes up. So looks like this is down, this is a chasm? I don't know, it's a little funky reading this. But there's a chasm here, big cliff thing going up there. Oh, looks like the whole thing's this chasm. I see we got down and then up. Okay, so chasm with bridge. So I don't know how big they're gonna say this chasm is, but I'm gonna make these little areas here way more than whatever they say, unless they're crazy. Chasm is 20 feet deep. I don't know. I'd like it to be a little bit more than 20, just to be maybe threatening a little bit. Maybe 20 is okay. We'll see. My problem with 20 is, like, a good character could just make that jump up if you had a really high athletics and good strength score. Maybe. I don't know. We'll worry about that in a minute. So we got that. They come in here. They look up there. There's bodies. There's Fomorians. It's scary. And we got another C, which is what? What are you, C? C is another Cyclops. This is a Cyclops Impaler. What is the difference? He throws spears. Okay, so he's a ranged Cyclops. That's interesting. Okay. Not what I think of when I think of Cyclops. Southwest corner. So I say the right place. Yeah, I guess I must have missed it where it said Southwest corner. Seems like, despite the fact that I'm moving the map around, or the PDF around all over the place, you all can still read it better than I can. Cool. So yeah, this is pretty good. I'm liking this right now. 2 Fomorians and a Crushing Manacles trap. Cool. So 1 Fomorian warrior on the map. Don't place the second one until the PCs notice him. That's so, like, what? Okay, sure. How do you not notice the giant hulking giant? And the reason is, I guess, if it's dark, which that's the dynamic lighting. So it doesn't. All right, so whatever. We get the idea. Ignore the tactics section. They relate to specific abilities that these creatures have. 4E was a super tactics-heavy game. 5E is really not. When they enter the cavern, read: the wide tunnel you descended leads to a dark, steep-sided chasm, crossed by a wooden bridge. The stench of death fills the entire chamber. Across the chasm stands an enormous misshapen giant and a one-eyed humanoid that carries many spears. I love the idea of the spear-wielding Cyclops, my favorite. Boy. Alrighty. So let's scroll down to here. Let's look at this manacles trap. So it looks like, if we zoom way in, you can kind of see there are manacles here in this little outline box. That's, I guess, where they're supposed to hit people. What does this do? Bloody manacles set into the wall come to life, rattling and grasping. Oh boy. They lash out at nearby characters, something to bind the wall. You always see the manacles, but you just don't know their magic. High DC, you realize they're fresh with blood. Very high DC, and they quiver slightly. So maybe if they take the time to look around, I don't think we'll have the giant rogue. He's just crouching in the back, super sneaky, right in plain sight, right there. Like, how do they not? Anyway, whatever. We'll say he's sneaking around this corner a little. So let's see, what does this do? When a creature enters this area, the manacles lash out at them. I think what I'll do is I'll make this a little further, just to, I don't know, make it a little more threatening. I'll have the Fomorian intentionally go around the area. Maybe they'll pick up on that. That'd be cool. Because you know, one of my favorite things as a player is when the DM does something like that. They do something funky with one of their enemies, like they move in a particular way. You just think, like, why did he do that? Why is he avoiding that spot? And when you deduce that there's a trap there, it feels really good, because it's way better than I check for traps or I roll a perception DC and realize the manacles are quivering. It's way cooler to just deduce yourself, in my opinion. I feel a lot better doing it. Anyway, I digress. The manacles attack, they grapple you. This is going to be a saving throw, whatever. And they immobilize and deal damage. Cool, whatever. So they really don't do a lot. They can be disabled. One of the 4 chains. Alright, so that's never going to happen. No one's going to take the time to disable those. Oh yeah, jeez, where is my telescopic 10-foot pole of throwing aside? Phosphorus and fungus provides dim illumination on the ledges. Okay, so dim biolume outdoor fungus on edge of chasms only. Cool, I like that. Ceiling, again, I don't care. Bridge, I like the bridge. I'm kind of surprised it doesn't have like health or damage or something. Maybe I'll give bridge HP. That might be cool. Might give the players like an option, right, to kind of stand on this side and take cover on the little wall area here and fire across if they take out the bridge. That might be neat. Or they'll just charge across the bridge and get trapped, which is cool either way. Many Eladrin bodies lie broken and mangled at the bottom of the chasm. Oh, they're the Eladrin we were looking for. Uh-oh. Foul magic. Creature on Blood Rock scores a critical hit on a 19 or 20. Ah, so it's foul magic, but you can use this foul magic. But oh, if they boot the bodies, they get cool stuff. Nice, I like that. Cool. We're cool with that. Great. We got a cool idea for how that's going. And we didn't actually talk about the monsters, I don't think. Fomorian warriors. Wow, guess what? I'm just going to use Fomorians. Done. Those are monsters already in the monster manual. Super easy. Just throw them on there.
Oh, no.
Oh, you shouldn't be listening to this, Jamie. You're playing tomorrow.
I took my headphones off. And
you should put them back in. You don't want to hear.
I'm going to go get a drink.
Oh, can you grab me a drink?
Yes,
that would be delightful. Thank you, hon.
I'm afraid.
Don't worry about it. It's nothing. You didn't hear it. You don't know anything about Fomorians.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't. Anyway. Rope has only 2 HP, so unless it's made of chains. Well, here's the thing, Bionic Shiva, right? It's a rope made for giants. So, like, this is a bridge for giants to walk on. So it's got to be more than a rope. But you know what? Maybe... Well, the way the enlarge spell works, right, is it reduces all dimensions by 8. I just know this off the top of my head because I play too much Dungeons and Dragons. So we're just going to give the bridge 16 HP. 16 HP per rope, and then there are going to be 2 ropes, and if one rope breaks, dex or acrobatics check to cross. Check to cross without falling. Cool. I super dig that. Thank you, by the way, for the rope knot. Rope tidbit there, Bionic Shiva. Super appreciate that. Cool, so we got this. We're using Fomorians, and I'm just gonna use a Cyclops again. Except we can give him spears, I guess. Whatever. Maybe I'll just have him throw fucking rocks. That's so much less weird. And he gets this evil eye, but his evil eye is different from the other evil. I hate that. I really hate having 2 otherwise identical creatures that have very different abilities that, looking at this Cyclops versus the other Cyclops, this guy's got spears, but there's nothing different about him. At least not as they've described it. So, whatever. I might get rid of his evil eye. I guess the other ones were storm guys, so maybe, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Moving along. Oh, you hear a creature moving beneath the bridge. Oh, wait a minute. I'm a dumb. He's under the bridge. Oh, damn, that's sick. Oh, so he lies in wait. Oh, I dig. That's the one they see way up here. And he is sneaky. He's the sneaky rogue Fomorian. Oh, I like this. All right, cool. We're going to stick with that. So they see these guys. They run across the bridge and it's the Fomorian. Awesome. We got that figured out. I'm pretty pleased. Let's dive down to the next thing. The Headwater. What does this say? What is the Headwater? This is encounter 3. So this is kind of the pinnacle, right, of our adventure. This is the climax. This is our big hurrah where they fight the celestial Oladrin. Yum, 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 yum. Delicious water. So let's see. The PCs. Oh, so let's look. We have Anariath, Brolani of the Autumn Winds. That's a sick title. So maybe, I think I'm just going to get rid of the word Brolani. I'm just going to call her Aranith of the Autumn Winds, because that's such a cool name. And yeah, we'll just describe her as our corrupted celestial elf. We got these guys. Oh boy, ghouls. Interesting. We did these guys before for another game, so it'll be cool to maybe roll these guys out again. Oh yeah, exactly, Bionic Sheba. That will be terrifying. I'm very excited about that one. Oh, thanks for the soda, sweetie. Make sure to put those headphones in. Mush.
Don't mush me.
All right. So this is sweet. The PCs find the agent responsible for the recent evil doings. Ooh. A corrupt and insane noble of the Oladrin city, accompanied by a pair of Nabasu gargoyles. He is enslaved. Nabasu is just like a weird demon thing. So, whatever. I'm just gonna make gargoyles demon-y. Cool. And we have demonic kind of abyssal ghouls too, so whatever. Sure. I don't care. So, all of these monsters we're gonna be fighting. We have the boss, which is Aranith. We have the ghouls, which are kind of like the minions, right? These are super weak. I think I'm gonna have them be one-hit kill kind of creatures. Minion is a term used in 4th edition where monsters had a single hit point, but they had really good defenses. They never took half damage from anything, and so they were super easy to cleave through and feel super badass killing. And I hate that they got rid of them in 5e, so we're gonna use ghouls. So abyssal ghoul minions. So minions have to be super threatening, and generally, usually want them to be hard to hit, but we'll find out. Gargoyles are kind of the big bulky ones. I imagine the bodyguards. They're to keep your front line from just running up and just trashing the big bad. And yeah, so let's see. Read. You emerge from the tunnel atop a cliff overlooking a cavern, which in turn opens into a Feywild's forest. Oh, that's nice and whimsical. Across the way to the west, water trickles down from a pipe in the wall into a glowing pool. A stream runs from the pool out the mouth of the cavern, creating a waterfall that drops into the forest below. Several blah blah blah. Cool. So yeah, otherwise tranquil scene except for the cannibalism. Cool. So let's actually look at this map because I like looking at the maps when I'm trying to get an idea of what we're doing. So we'll zoom in a little bit more so we can see a little better. And all right, so they're gonna enter from up here. Cool. They get in, they look around, and they see H, which are the Hungerers, otherwise known as our these guys are ghouls. We have, so they're all over the place, eating people over here, I guess. We have our creepy elf right there. And I imagine they're also eating people, just as like to emphasize how fucking messed up they are. Oh, and then we got these guys up in the wings, waiting to ambush our cool gargoyles. So that's gonna be awesome. I'm pretty excited about that. And there's our little fountain. So I'm wondering, is this like a super evil pool? I guess it is. Maybe this is where the corruption took hold. Alright, so we got a cool gist of how we're going to run things. Is there anything we need to look around here? Description, the water goes energy, but anathema to others. Oh, okay. So, water hurts non-Fae, but helps Fae. Cool. Appear to have been brutally tortured. Cool. And, ooh, the ghouls are the captured alive. Okay, so I guess they give you some ideas on portraying the character here. Interesting. Long corrupt. Aranith has recently become completely unhinged. He is convinced that if he consumes the flesh of his fellow blood and drinks from the headwater pool, he can gain incredible power. Okay, buddy. Whatever. So far, he has managed only to transform several other former townsfolk into undead. During combat, he alternates between ranting maniacally, promising to eat flesh of his enemies, but disdaining that of lesser beings, and pleading for help to end his hunger. Oh my god. Okay. So, I guess the idea is they want the players to feel bad about killing this guy. I don't think my players are going to give a rat's ass about murdering him, but that's fine. Is there anything else we need here? Scrolling down, we ignore tactics. See the chat. Yeah, alright, so chat's pretty slow at this point. That's cool. Features the area illumination, I don't really care. Well, actually, I do. Bright light from cave entrance. From opening. Force. Cool. So, that's where all the light's gonna come from. I don't care about the ceilings. Cliffs? Oh, yeah, whatever. I don't care about the cliffs. We're just gonna make a check if they will fall. Which I don't think they're gonna get down here and fall off the cliff. That'd be amazing. Pool is 10 foot deep. Oh, it's very deep and requires a check to swim across. Okay. I'll write that. A deep pool. Check to swim. It's a very low check. I don't even know why they're making you do that at some point. Just to punish the wizard, I guess. Floating bridge, whatever. Oh, this is why. I see. Non-Fae takes radiant damage. Cool. Waters heal Fae. But oh, I already did that. Hurts non-Fae. 5 radiant per turn. Cool. With numbers like that, where it's just like 5 per turn, that's fine. That works. We don't want that to be like super brutal. This isn't like lava, but though we could make it like lava. But there's not a lot of reason they'd know that, which is why I don't. You know, people see lava and they know like, oh shit, that's lava. People don't see water and be like, oh, let me not touch that or I'll die. It's better, I think, not to just totally blindside your players, but that's just me. Maybe that's not just me. I think that's most people. Let's see. Character not prone in the water. Oh, they fall. I see. Oh, damn. So I guess it runs fast. Runs fast. If fail check to cross. Washed down waterfall. Jeez, okay. I like that. Maybe there's more in here that I'm not totally reading, but I'm okay with that. I like this idea. They fail a check to get washed down the waterfall. Really makes it more threatening without making it like, it does 70 damage and you die. Because it takes you away from the fight, and that's cool. Headwater, magic crystals in pipe. Can't remember. Oh, jeez. Okay. So, can magically influence pipe with embedded crystals, deluge, or off. Cool. Nice and easy, and I think that's the end of the adventure. Yeah, we're on Eyes of Flame as the next one. So that's it. That's, I think, everything we really need to run this. Make the minions grapple and drag them in there. I think the abyssal ghouls, being abyssal creatures, they're demons, demonic, kind of intrinsically. And they're just so entropic and brutal. I don't think they're quite smart enough, but the gargoyles, excuse me, even with the abyssal taint, I think will still roll that. So maybe that's what those guys do. It's what makes them really threatening. Swag. Bloody corpses. Find a bunch of money. Another thing about the blood, if you stand on the blood squares, you gain crits. Interesting. And a level 21 magic item. So there's no magic items until the very end here. So let's just pick a cool magic item by the time players get here. Whatever. What that means is I am going to just figure one out as we go, because I don't know what my guys are playing right now. My players, rather. So, we have our little scratch pad of notes. Let's jump into... Yum yum. Let's jump into Roll20. So, here we are in Roll20. Wow, that was quick. It's almost like I already had it open. You know, I just realized I could have probably expanded this whole screen and made that... Anyway. So, we're on Roll20. First thing I want to do is, this is the default page I'm looking at. I'm going to click on Page Toolbar, and we have a new page here. I've labeled it Delve 15, because it is the 15th delve in the book. It is not a 15th level delve, it's a 10th level delve, but whatever. That's how I'm labeling it. The first thing I want to do is I'm going to Page Settings. I have changed nothing here. I have made no alterations or tampering. So, oh, let's not make it 125. First thing I want to do is I want to make the map bigger, because the map is not going to be big enough as it stands. So instead of that, we'll make it 50 by 50. Maybe we need to shrink it later. I'm going to keep the background as this nice light gray. I think the white's a little too piercing for me. And so I'm going to make the grid just a little darker. Make it black and actually make it a lot lighter because it's just straight black. Grid size, perfect. Fine. Ignore fog of war. Advanced fog of war. Now, dynamic lighting, cool. Enforce line of sight, cool. Only update on drop. Yep. Restrict movement. Yep. And that's all. Cool. So what these settings do is turns on dynamic lighting. Enforce line of sight says players can only see what their character tokens can see. That's important. Restrict only update on drop, meaning characters' lighting only updates when they actually drop their character tokens. So they can't lift it up and move them around to look at stuff without actually moving the character. And restrict movement just says if there's like a wall in the dynamic lighting, you'll see later, they can't move through it. Just keeps them from moving off the map. Cool, so we hit OK. We jump onto the page. And we zoom all the way out, and you can see it's just a big, square, gray blob. That's okay, though. Because it just is. And actually, I'm going to... No, I'll keep the dynamic lighting. So, first thing I want to do is I want to go to my art library. I've already uploaded my tokens here. I can see I have art library, which is this tab. And then I go and look at my folders. I open my delves folder, delve number 15, and I got my 3 tiles. So we're going to drag the first one on there. Oh, interesting. It's, that's not a good map. That's because I am still on the objects and tokens layer. So I'm going to switch over to the map layer. Just hover over this little square box. Map layer. And now we're going to try that, and it's still weird. Whatever. So it's stretched out real funky. That's fine. Gonna click and drag. Oh my, what's going on? Okay, there we go. So we're gonna zoom back in. I'm holding Alt, by the way, and using my scroll wheel to zoom on Roll20 like that. It's not perfect, but it's pretty alright. So right now we can see that these hash marks that represent our squares are way too large. So I've made this map too big. I'm going to take it, and we are going to shrink it. Was that too much of a shrink? No, still not enough. So I'm going to keep shrinking it up and scroll in. And it looks like now it's too small. So that's all we do. We just kind of just go back and forth. We can see it's not wide enough. Cool. And right there, wow, we're all done. You can see the little hash marks, little white hash marks, perfectly line up with the grid on Roll20. We're done. That's done. That map's on there. That's where we're going to start from. So that's fine. It's going to move it over a little bit. And cool. We're all set with map 1. And actually, I like to keep it a little, like, 2 squares off the walls, just in case. I don't want players to, like, immediately know there's no hidden rooms or anything, just because it's right up against the wall. So, delve number 2, We're still on the map layer. And we are going to... This guy's probably about the same size, so we're going to just try him out at the same size. Let's see, take a second. Ooh, no, looks like it is larger. No. What's going on? Alright, so that's... Okay, cool. So yeah, you can see it takes a couple tries sometimes. It is similar sized. So they're gonna come down here, go to there, and you know what? We're gonna do something funky. Oh wow. Look at that. We rotated it diagonally. Holy moly. Super crazy. So they're gonna come down here and get up to there. Awesome. I think actually that looks a lot better with the chasm, so we can tell, right, that there's an actual chasm on both sides here. You can right-click and align to grid. This is news to me. Are there things about Roll20 that I should know but don't? Right-click. What? Align to grid. Oh, he's too tiny right now. Well, that's fine. These are designed to, like, pretty much easily clip on, so whoop, we're gonna resize again, and it's too large, and I think what Bionic Shiba was recommending is way smarter than what I'm doing right now, but this is what I know, so I'm gonna keep doing this. Whoops. Even if it's bad. Oh, I made it too tiny there. Oh, come on. There we go. And again, our little hash marks match perfectly. And honestly, the hash marks don't really take away much, in my humble opinion. But that's just me. So we'll throw this guy down here. And so they're going to go down. And, you know, maybe if I rotate it again. Oh no, we're going crazy. Whoa, it's crazy. Everything works. Oh, and I see there's a cliff actually leading down. Interesting. So they get the high ground here. I dig. So yeah, look at that. We just tossed it together. It mostly works. I'm pleased with this. Awesome. So we've thrown together this bit of a thing. I'm going to click on both those. Oops. Holding shift to select them both and just kind of move them both up a little. And maybe I'll actually give this guy a little more room too, just because, I don't know. I like having a little bit more room, because I don't want players to just immediately dive into the next thing. I want them to consider if they want to take like a rest. It's better for grids that don't align quite as well as those usually custom ones. Oh, yeah. Yeah, these ones align really well, actually. So right now, I can go in, back up to here, and we can see as I scroll all the way out. Wow, this is way too large. We don't need anywhere near a 50 by 50 map. So I'm just going to take like 10 off the sides. We'll make a 40 by 40 map, or 35, 35, bada boom, zoom out. Oh, that's, damn it. All right. All right, whatever, 40 by 45. 45 by 40. There we go. What? That's not... Roll20, I hate Roll20 sometimes. It just extends and minimizes maps weirdly. I don't know, man. Roll20 does Roll20 stuff. Anywho, at this point, we're done with this. We have our maps on here. We can jump to objects and tokens. And the first thing I want to do is I want a torch. Because we're playing with dynamic lighting, I want a torch so I can see what the hell is going on. So I'm going to type torch. And, oh, look, a torch. Oh, that's a guy with a torch. Oh, free asset. Hello, adventurer, explorer man. We're going to just toss him on the board. I just dragged him on. So that's him now. And he's going to start up here where our heroes start. Because that's where he is. He's our hero. We're going to double click on him. Go to advanced. And we're going to say he emits light in a 40-foot radius, total radius. And the dim light starts at 20 feet. 360 degrees because it's a torch. You could really be like super finicky with this if you wanted to. Like, oh, your body blocks are behind you. But I don't care. All players see light, and this creature has sight. So, wow, look, we see his torch. It's shining light everywhere, including off the map. And actually, if we move him up to here, you can see that it's going to shine through right through this area. That's supposed to be a wall, into this other spot. So how do I fix that? That's where we get to dynamic lighting. So I'm going to hit this little button again to change layers. On the top left, go down to dynamic lighting, and we're going to start drawing dynamic lighting. You always want to use the polygon line tool. I have found serious issues with the shape tool with dynamic lighting, so polygon line's the way to go. And use a color that you will recognize. None of your players will see any of your dynamic lighting markup, so pick something that will show up on any color. In this case, I'm going to use teal because I like teal, and I'm going to choose thin because I want rather finer control over my dynamic lighting. There's going to be a little bit of a funky situation for dynamic lighting because of these very weirdly shaped areas. You can see artifacts all around it where I was not perfectly clean with my editing. That's cool though. Don't worry about it. So what we're going to do is going to pick our peak point here, which is clearly right there. And we're going to just draw a line, draw a line, draw a line, draw a line. So all I did was I just clicked draw, kept drawing, kept clicking to make new line segments, and then I right click to turn it off. And then you can see, wow, it's blocking his light. Here's a problem though. Let's take that guy and put him right here. Now that still kind of works, but you can see he can still see this area right there, even though like there's technically this wall in front of it where it just cuts through. So the way to fix that, going back to dynamic lighting, going back to the draw shape, and you pick the next widest part as though it were like a big circle, and you make a line across, and boom, it works. Now you're still thinking like, that's still not gonna really work, that's not gonna look right, because there'll be all this blank space. Trust me, there won't. We have a secret trick for you later, and I'll show you that. So I'm just gonna go through and make these lines everywhere. So click, and click, and click, and click, done. And yeah, I'm just doing these perfect little squares. Because they work perfectly, or these little cross marks, hash marks, whatever. And I do them as far up as I can, because that's where we care about, is immediately up toward the front. So you see right there, we have a little bit of light spillover, but I think that's fine. I'm not too worried about a teeny bit of light. We go back up to here, or down to here, and that's all we do. We just draw some hash marks, and again, as close as we can up to the top. Boop. Oh, I'm gonna click it again. Then right click, turn it off. Same with that. And then cross. Perfect. And yeah, one of the big reasons I really like to use the tracing the edge like a pleb. Yeah, exactly, Bionic Shiva. That is, like, you can absolutely do that, but one of the tricks I'm going to be using is going to make it so we don't have to, because right now you see all the space they can see. Well, when we're done, we're going to go here and turn the background black. Boom. Light's going to work perfectly. But we're not quite at that stage yet, so we're going to keep it on gray. And this is going to save us a ton of time and still have really good looking dynamic lighting. So I got to actually do this everywhere, including like up here. Basically anywhere you have big corners like this. And again, you only want to have as far up to the front as you can in these little hash marks. And that'll do it's super easy. It makes everything real easy. This is like a big waterfall, it looks like. Cool. And I don't remember reading about that, but that's probably because I'm bad. Did that look... That'll be fine. Alright, make a second little... You can just scribble over stuff here. It really doesn't make a difference as long as it's off the map. That's one of the bright sides to this. So here we have a really weird, perfectly square wall from the super high quality map. That's fine. I prefer that they give us maps and they be kind of crappy like this than nothing at all. Yeah, right? I actually never think about changing the background. I do not remember when I figured that out, but when I did, I was like, wow, that's going to be so much easier. And it works for this because I go in you can use any of your favorite image editing software like Photoshop or GIMP or whatever you use to go in and trace around the side, getting rid of the black. For these maps, they're super convenient. As you see here, they're already black. And so I just use select color range and select all that black and delete it. And it's super, super convenient. So let's keep going these last... Oh no! What happened? I I use, I guess I made a line I didn't want. Control Z? Oh, Control Z? No, he's still here. All right, we're gonna click on him then. And delete him, because I don't want that line. Let's go with that. And make that line go up like that. This one's a little funky because we got a weird situation going on. Cool. So that will, believe it or not, do exactly what we want there. And then the very last thing, once you think you've got all your little niche corners figured out, you just take your thing and draw a line all around that area. Ba-boom. So now that locks everything into there, and because in the settings we have restrict movement set up, that keeps them from accidentally moving outside this map onto another map. Because that's bad. We don't want that. We don't want them to discover this other area beforehand. We want them to just find this big dark pit and... excuse me. And be interested in what could be beyond. Cool. So, that's pretty rad. We have finished with that first segment. I'm just going to go through and do all the dynamic lighting. Because I think that's easy enough to do. And then we'll move on to our next kind of phase here. Just make some more lines. Again, you really only need to worry at these points where it actually comes to a head, the turns. I'm going to actually do even a little one there, this tiny guy, because I think it'll make it look a little nicer when the players like are looking around. Bap, bap. Then we got another turn right there. So we can add a little crosshatch. And that's about all there was there. Do I care about this tiny one? Yeah, I do. You don't have to do on every single one, but I like it. That's just me, though. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's not. So, and then we're gonna bap, bap, and bap, bap, and whatever. That one I messed up. That one's bad. Alrighty, we zoom back in here. Scribble across, line across, you scribble down. And like, that looked like it was really hard here, but it really wasn't. And maybe I do some stuff like, wow, I'm so good. Look at my line. Boop. And I draw some more awful scribbles. And really, this is actually gonna look really good, even though it looks like a total mess. So, believe it or not, it's great. Cool. What else do I need? Scroll up ahead. I like that these parts have a lot less going on. It's a little easier to just kind of scribble my way out of things. Bop. Bop. And I think our last real section up here. Bop, bop. Bop, bop. And, yeah, we'll do it there too, just because I'm hoping that these manacles actually get someone, and so that becomes an important area. All right. And down here we have our perfectly square corner, everyone's favorite thing in the world that makes complete natural cave sense. All right, cool. So we're good. Now we draw a line all around everything just to make sure no one leaves, because they are trapped in my dungeon. And cool, so that one's done. And we scroll back up. Whew, I'm sorry guys, this seems like it's taking a while. I apologize, my dynamic lighting. But I assure you, it will be very cool in a moment. And at least it'll be cool to me. I draw more lines. Now, one of the things I can't really do well is these cliff ledges. I can't really block lighting from those super well. At least not make it look good. But you know, it is what it is. Draw some lines here. These ones are a little funky because they're so tight here, but that should be fine. And that's fine. Bop, bop. Ba, 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 da, ba, da. And you know, this is actually like super relaxing. I know it might be super boring for you guys, but I'm having a great time. This one's excellent because it's just an actual circle, so I'm just gonna make a just make an X, and that'll look pretty good. We go here. Whoop. Whoop. What else do we got? We got our cool frog thing, which I guess has a gem in it. It mentioned. Cool. Whatever. Swag. And I guess this is just a hard cut, like walls do totally naturally. Whatever. We draw a line across there. And again, as high up as we can, we draw that divider line, because that helps to really smooth everything out really well. One of the things I can do is, since I'm on a perfect square here, I can hold down Shift, and even though I'm clicking over here, oh, nope, never mind. Even though I'm clicking not totally on the corner, it'll make it exactly the corner. I was too close to the corner in that one. Oop. Holding Shift to get those nice fine corners is pretty convenient. Oh, what do I need here? So, script across, scribble up, and then draw a line, and some more lines. And again, I'm holding Shift for some of these where I'm just doing long straight lines because it makes it so much easier. No. Holding Shift. Oh, going down. Perfect. Draw a line across. That was a terrible line across. Bop. And bop. That was an awful line across too. Jeez, I'm getting lazy, guys. I apologize. Draw a line out. Line across. Easy. And where the gargoyles will lie in wait. This is kind of important, maybe. Probably not, because they'll just immediately leave there. But all right, and then we'll draw a box all the way around, and we're done. Cool. So all of our dynamic lighting is, well, not all of it, but a lot of it is done, which is cool. So let's get back to our object and token layer. And we look at our man, our little explorer dude, and I'm gonna turn it on to the black background, and we're gonna just give him a walkabout, and we'll see what the lighting looks like. So move him up to there. He enters. You can see his light kind of scattering around and spreading as he goes. Oh, and he goes across the water. And wow, that looks great. What nice little shadows we have. Ah, so pleasant. It'll look even more dramatic from a player perspective. Ah, see, I love this, the double shadows going on. It'll look even better from a player perspective because players will not have a slight opacity. Like, the darkness will be actual darkness to them. And we go and, oh, big hole, I found it. Cool. So we move him down to the next layer. And, walking over. And you can just still see down into the bodies. I wish I could do something about that, but I'm not sure how to. Roll20 can do a lot, but it also can't do much. So we're scooting around, and nice and simple. All of our lighting seems to be working correctly. More importantly, we're not seeing any spillover when we get him up to here into this next map. Meaning the players won't be able to see in the next map. Dynamic lighting has always been scary to you because you have a whole map showing and then pop tokens and GM tab and ready for them. Yeah, I mean, that'll definitely work too, don't get me wrong. Dynamic lighting is just, it's like, I like it, I think it's cool, but it doesn't matter all that much. One of the few things that it does really well, actually, and this is actually from a delve that I ran a while back off stream. When players don't have vision, it's cool. Because a lot of the times you forget, right, that humans don't have dark vision. And so, they were fighting some drow. And one of the drow used a cloud of darkness, or I think it was a drider. And so I just took their torch and moved it off the map. And they were just running around like I could see where they were moving fine because I could see their tokens with the DM look, but they couldn't. So they're slowly moving their tokens. All they can see on the map is their token. They're like, oh, I think they're right there. And they swing, and it was really cool. They actually had a really good time, which I was kind of a little surprised about, but like, I'm glad they did. And it ended up being really cool, so. Yeah, it's good. it has some perks. So anyway, we have all the light here. We don't need him anymore. But what we do need is to go back to our little notepad. Going back up to the top, and I want to go to this thing, art library. I'm gonna type fungus. I don't know. We want colors. We want brightly colored, just like fungi guy. I assume bioluminescent. I probably spelled that wrong. Oh my goodness, did I not? Holy crap! Great. Because that's exactly what I want. I want bioluminescent fungus. So I could scroll down and look for a while, but I'm just gonna pick these guys. Boop. Drag onto the map, and oh wow, they're perfect. Oh, they look really good. I'm super in. So I'm gonna click on them. Boop boop. Advanced. And brightly lit by bioluminescent algae. So we're gonna give them, let's go with like a 30-foot radius of brightness and a 15 knot, because I still want it to be. Wait, no, let's go 2010, because I want them to still use torches, and I still want there to be some darkness here, because come on, man, I spent time making this. I spent time on the dynamic lighting. God dang it, you're gonna use it. So we'll throw some of them there, and actually, I should move these guys to. Do I want to move them to the map layer? Oh, cool, they keep their lighting. Awesome. Boop. Then we're gonna boop again. So actually, I'm gonna move him right-click, layer, token layer. I'm gonna put them all in their spot in the token layer, then move them to the map layer, because I don't want to mess with the map now that I just spent all that time doing the dynamic lighting. And we're gonna swoop, put that guy there. And we're gonna, Control C and Control V, by the way, is how I'm duplicating these. I'm not even going to bother to turn this one. Holding Alt to put them not square. Whoop. Let's go with... I like them by the water. I think that makes the most sense. So we're going to stick him right there, and we turn him a little more. Perfect. And... Maybe a little... Good. I like them kind of hanging off the black a little bit to make it look like they're right up against the wall. And with this guy here, I want to shift his precise position, so I'm holding Alt and then using my arrow keys to, oh gosh. Holding Alt after I click him and then using my arrow keys to shift him slightly. That seems pretty good, right? It's a good amount of lighting. Maybe one more right at the beginning. But I kind of like the idea of them... No, we'll put one on. Because I want them to be like tempted not to use a torch because of the guys, but at the same time, we'll see. We got that, and great, we got our lighting. Cross that out, and now we're gonna select them all. So click, hold Shift, click, 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 layer, map. Oh, I'm on the map. Uh-oh. Okay. I'm just gonna, now I'm on the token layer. Select them all, right click, map. Perfect. So we're good. Hold select, nobody's there. Great. Scary. Oh, okay. Coolio. Hags have a wave of darkness. That sucks. That really sucks. So, that's so difficult to, like, frustrating to do, rather. And I don't actually know darkness. Oh, let me just spell darkness correctly first. That looks cool, but it's a premium asset. That's dumb. Let's click on that. Drag it on. Okay. Not bad. Okay. So I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to go to the lighting layer. I'm going to paste it. And see, it doesn't look like it does anything. That's annoying. That's really annoying. So that's really hard to do here. I think the only way I'm going to be able to do this is I'm just going to have to, like, do this and just toss it down on top. But I don't think that's actually going to accomplish what I want from the darkness, so... This is bad. I don't like that. Yeah, I don't think that'll do it either. Whatever. We're just going to roll with that and... Fine. Drag that a little off screen just so, or actually, I'll put it on. the GM layer. Oh god, that looks awful. Drag it off screen. And I'll keep it on the token layer. So I'm just going to keep it on the token layer. And I'm going to right click on it. And I'm going to bring it to front. So now when I put tokens down, it will go over those tokens no matter what. So it's bad darkness, but whatever. I think it'll mostly work. Or maybe I'll put it on the bottom so that everyone can be on top of it, but it just resembles, you know, represents darkness or something. Cool. So we got the Hag's Darkness aura. Water is difficult terrain. I think we can just describe that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the GM info layer. And I love doing this. I didn't do it last week, and I don't know why. Or last time, rather. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go up right next to the map. I'm going to type, water is difficult terrain. And let's make that a little bigger. Oh, that's too big. 20. Yeah, perfect. Oh, of course, I hit enter and delete all the text. Oh, and of course the text is actually way smaller. Whatever. So water's difficult terrain. And this, because it's on the GM info layer, no one will ever know it. The players never see it. It's just my little notes. So I know the water's difficult terrain. Boop. And I noticed something actually when I was doing the lighting earlier. If I go back to lighting, I can see that I didn't actually make a wall here, but I want to. Boop. So I just draw a wall real quick. And actually I'll draw it all the way. Cool. Alright, so we're blocking out the light there. Water difficult terrain, and I've got my, come on, accidentally drawn lines. And on the GM layer, I've got my, or token layer, I've got that. Cool, so all good so far. We will get back to, oh, one other thing I like to do, just because in some maps it's super helpful, in other ones it's totally irrelevant. Back in the GM info layer, so GM info layer is a layer that only you can see as a Dungeon Master. I'm just going to use in bright yellow, and I'm going to draw a line. Okay? Or I'm not, because I am on, not the line tool. Line tool. I'm just going to draw a line. So I know that those two connect. So now I know, no matter what, you know, if I come back to this and I make it extra thick, just because it doesn't matter. This is just so that I'm aware, if I ever come back and want to reuse this map or something, then hey, those places connect. Great. And actually, I'll also write, this time with text. I'll make it bright yellow as well, because yellow is kind of my movement thing. Start here. Cool. Yeah, this is all in the GM info layer, so we have no issues at all. Players will never see it. Let me go back here. Polygon line tool. We're gonna just draw that line. So I know those connect. And cool. We're all set. That's a good start here. So, we're going to look at the next one. Chasm Rope Bridge, Bioelements and Fungi, only on the side of the bridge. Alright, so we're going to go back to map layer, copy one of those dudes, and boop, plop them down here. We like them. Yeah. Yeah. And maybe like one way around the corner, just because like, oh no, see that movement? That's why I don't like doing stuff on the map layer usually, because that can happen. We'll throw that guy like right there on the wall. Cool. Obfuscant tokens again. I don't want to mess with that. Cool, we got that. HP. So this is a great time for me to go to my GM info layer. And I color code everything I do. I try to at least. So go to white, and what? Where'd you go? Copy and pasted. Oh. Okay. Ah. Cool. So I scroll up. And let's just put a break in here. Rope. Oh, there we go. So that's in the GM info layer still, so no one sees it. You love that. So we get that, we get that. We're done. Cool. Counter 2 is all of our little notes are accounted for, and actually all of our counter 1 notes are accounted for. number 3. So at this point, how long have we been going? About an hour and a half. And that is an hour and a half of me narrating my way through this. This is way faster, not narrating through everything. So, yeah, I mean, this is just how easy it is to make a pretty sexy looking map on Roll20, as long as you have the map file to go with. You don't have any one-way lighting lines for things like cliffs. I don't believe that they do, unfortunately, Sheba. If they did, I would be using them here. Yeah. I just don't believe they do. Oh well. You do what you can. I could probably make like some weird triangle things, but I don't know. We're just gonna let it be that they concede to the bottom, and that Fomorian's gonna be on the GM layer. So let's jump over to this last area. Water does stuff, bright light from cave opening, blah blah blah. Cool. So here is where I note that there's no other lighting here. The only lighting is from that cave opening. So we're gonna go over to art library, and I'm just gonna type in light because I really don't care. So I click, I drag, boom. There's our light source. Excuse me. Double click, advanced. We're gonna give this way more lighting than before because it's only there, and it doesn't matter that it has sight, but I'm gonna give it sight because it can see the light. What are they doing? 60, 30 multiplier. Why are you not working, my friend? Why? Oh, I'm a GM info layer. Token layer. Haha, perfect. So we're gonna boop, smack that baby right over, probably right there. I think that's a good kind of spot. It gives just enough vision to like really perplex. So we're going to copy him. We're going to go dynamic lighting layer and paste it, and you can see it keeps its lighting on the dynamic lighting layer. So we're going to stick it right over there, go back to objects and tokens, and delete it from objects and tokens, and we still have the light, and the little token is invisible, which is great. Yeah, you probably could Bionic Shiva, write a little script to do that. The problem I have with scripting in Roll20 is Roll20, I hate this. They lock their scripting behind like a paywall, basically. And I hate that. You need the, I think it's $10 or $15 a month subscription tier to use custom scripting in Roll20. And like, I get it, but at the same time it sucks. Especially since they're community scripts, right? If this were Roll20 making the scripts, sure, I'm with them 100%. But these are community scripts that are just using their API. I just feel like that shouldn't be locked behind a paywall. Forget about that larger one. But that's just me. Whatever. I'm cheap like that, I guess. All right, cool. So let's go back to our notes. Magic item on dead Eladrin. Very rare. I don't know what level 21 magic item is what it said in the book. But you know what I do know is 5th edition goes from levels 1 to 20. 3rd edition goes from levels 1 to 30. Level 21 is 2/3 of the way through. You're probably getting rare magic items by level 15 or whatever. So, sure. Or level 14. I'll say it's a cool, very rare magic item. Cool. So, hit enter to go to the next line, and it's bad like this, but stop it. Stop, bro. Don't make new things. Right, we're gonna double click. Move on to our next line. What else do we need? Water hurts non-fey. 5 rad per turn. Heals fey. Oh, 5 HP, whatever. A ghoul held under the water for must make DC X save or be cured to Eladrin. So that's going to be their maybe thing. What else do we want? Water runs fast. DC X, save, or washed away down waterfall. 2d6 damage. Waterfall is 20 feet. Cool. Awesome. That's great. DC 15 athletics to climb back up. That's everything we got. Oh, jeez. Pipe has magic crystals. So much to note for this last room. I might just cut some stuff because there's too much going on. Arcana DCX to turn on / off. Cool. So we got the magic item. Yeah, I think I'm cool just leaving that. So you can see it hid all my text. It's fine if I unclick it. Oh wow, they're all there. Wow. Thanks, Roll20. Throw that over. I kind of like it down there, actually. Cool. So I think we're basically ready to roll. We can start throwing the monsters on, which is the last step, actually, funny enough, is the monsters. It's mostly the setup and understanding how the dungeon is going to roll. But yeah, so I think we're good with that. Yeah, all that stuff's there. We're going to close that tab. Actually, we'll just close that entirely right now. And the great thing about this, right, is with this map, I can like reuse this, which is awesome. In the future, I've already done like all the work. It's just a matter of putting the monsters back on. So I can run this dungeon over and over for bunches of new players. That's actually one of the cool features you do get with that higher Roll20 subscription. You gain the ability to actually export and import your maps to different games, which is pretty cool, to different lobbies at least. Awesome. So let's look at our monsters. I've already gone through some of the work of importing the baseline monsters here. So let's scroll up to the top and look at our first thing. So we got P, which we know is our Aladdin prisoner. We're gonna toss them on, and you can see that he's already got lighting because I already set that up. But he's blind and doesn't emit light because I don't care about him. They use emits light as a way of like the creature's dark vision, but then only it can see the light. So that's how they treat the dark vision. I'm gonna do that for the players, but I don't need this guy to have sight. He's a dude. He's a prisoner. I'm actually gonna mark him with this sad face. That way you know. We're gonna throw up our friend over here. Again, I'm not even gonna bother with the lighting here. Don't care. Because let's be real, they can already see. And we're gonna have to figure out their health, which we'll get to in a little bit. Bep, bep, same deal. Actually, at that point, I might as well just Control-C, Control-V, bep, Control-V, bep. And remember, the book said that these guys are hidden, so we're gonna toss them on the GM layer. Done. And we gotta put the big dudes. So let's actually start working on them. So my high tags, I'm keeping them identical. I'm not going to change anything about them. Well, maybe I will. Let's look at them. So these are level 14 out of the in 4th edition. Don't dragons have dark vision? Oh, they definitely do, Sheba. You're right. our Aladdin definitely has dark vision. It's just a matter of, I'm going to assume he can see everything anyway. Like, I'm not going to worry too much, especially since all the monsters have dark vision. It's just the players that don't. So the dynamic lighting is going to really help the players. And it's actually super important to note, right, that players that have dark vision, you don't have to give them just full bright light sight. You give them dim light sight, because that is what effectively dark vision is. So if I just grab like a random token, I'm going to go back to my art library, and we're going to get rid of that. Look at my library. And I go to my characters, and I'm going to take Bucket. I'm going to throw Bucket down. I'm like, I'm Bucket. I'm going to go to Advanced, and I'm going to give him, let's say he's got dark vision. He's going to have 60 feet, and it starts at 60 feet. So it starts immediately. And I say he has sight. And boop. Oh, I did it backwards. It starts at 0. So yeah, there's the dim light. One of the things you can do, I think it's is it? Crap. There's a button you can click. Oh, that's Control T. I don't want that. Alt L. One of these buttons. I forget what the exact command is. There is a button that you can use. I'm gonna just Google that in another tab real quick. View token vision roll 20. Shortcuts, you know, whatever. You forget things sometimes. Line of sight. Control L. There we go. So I click on bucket, and I hit Control L, and wow, this allows us to see what this token can see, and that's really awesome. So as I move them about, you can see this is what your dim light character would see in this dungeon, what your dark vision character sees, and that's, oh yeah, thank you, Dela. See, you remember things better than I do. Also, welcome to the show. Well, welcome to the, I say show. Welcome to the casual, I'm prepping my stuff stream. And I love this. This just, I don't know. It just feels cool to me. I just dig it. Now I'm wondering, he can't see the light from those guys. So I don't like that. Why can't he see the light from them? So I'm just gonna click, left click to get off of him. Yeah, we're gonna see why he can't see that. I think, is that an issue with, oh, what the, 12 and 10? Do I really have that? Oh, Jesus. All right, 20, 10, that's what I wanted. So I might need to go through and double click on all my fungies because I messed up. Yep, and I need all players see light. Ugh. So now I go back to bucket on the object node layer, Control L, and there we go. He can see the fungus light. There we go. Crap. See, this is the worst. Ah, boy. All right, so we're gonna click that, go back to 20. This is welcome to the Jeremy show, where Jeremy messes stuff up. No, not 0. Oh, come on. And again, you can use Control Z to undo bad things that you do when I ruin the maps inevitably. All players see light. Bap-a-doo. And I might be able to edit these en masse, but I'm kind of afraid to, because technically the map counts the actual map layers I'm using as tokens on this layer, which I don't want to mess that up. Let me go over to dynamic lighting and make sure everyone can see this buddy. Well, we can get rid of his sight. Cool. All right. All has been restored. Yeah, this is why it's very important to test everyone. So we go back here, we Control L again, and yay, we see all the light. It's great. Everyone's happy. Bucket gets stretched really big. We bring him back. Actually, we'll get rid of bucket for now. So, let's look at our night hex. Where were we? That's where we were. I love the advanced fog of war. Dynamic lighting, but inevitably always mess something up. Yeah, I know what you're saying, Dela. It happens. But that's why I pull random little tokens on and test stuff, because you never know. How mess became a link? Yeah. Whatever, man. Twitch is funky. It works in mysterious ways. So I've already input our night hags here. We're going to go through them in just a moment. But, alright, so yeah. These guys are CR, in 4th edition, they were level 14 lurkers. That doesn't matter anymore. Lurker is a trait that they used in 4E to categorize monsters that we don't really care about. My soda's almost gone. Now I'm sad. Gone now. So we don't care too much about that anymore. We're just going to use night hags. How do we change these guys? Level 14. That means they were almost the level of the encounter, level 15. These guys are CR 5, challenge 5, out of our level 10 characters. So we might need to buff these night hags a little. What do night hags have? They have good armor class, cool. Acceptable health, but their attacks aren't, well, one claw and not super threatening. What spells do they get? Magic Missile, Ray of Enfeeblement, not super good. Magic resistance is always nice. I'm not really going to care about these magic items for now because I don't think that's super relevant in this adventure. They can do etherealness, cool. They can change shape, whatever. And Nightmare Haunting, they touch a sleeping humanoid. Okay. Let's see what this does. The height, then let's look at what they've got. They've got a claw, cool. If the Night Hag has combat advantage against target, it's also stunned. Alright, so I think we'll just add that to here. A surprised creature hit by this attack is stunned until the end of its next turn. So I really like that, especially since we're going to have two ethereal night hags to start off the encounter. I think that'll really give it off, you know, it's going to start with a bang, right? It's this tension of like, oh shit. And then they really won't be super important after. So we added the stun, cool. Dream Haunting, unconscious creature, blah, blah, blah. This seems like it's pretty much like this. I don't really care too much. But you know what I do like? I like Wave of Sleep. So, Save of Sleep. Wave of Sleep. Recharge. 6. So recharge basically just means at the beginning of the hag's turn, they roll a d6. If they get a 6, they get the ability back. It's a cool way of giving creatures ongoing threats. So even though they've just used their big ability, you still want to kill them before they get the ability back. I really like recharge. It's a great mechanic, in my opinion. Close Blast 5. Blasts were a thing in 4E. Don't worry about it. Big area in front of the hag. They had a will save, so it's going to be a wisdom saving throw. Wisdom saving throw. So I'm going to do each creature of the hag's choice must, within 30 feet, must succeed on a saving throw, or what happens? Dazed. Okay. This is why I have this guy open. Ba-ba-da-ba. This is a condition sheet. This is by kroby.github.io. It is the D&D 5e quick ref sheet is what it's called. It is amazing. I love this. It is super intuitive, super great. You can look at every condition. And it's legal because it's all in the SRD, System Reference Document, released by Wizards of the Coast for free. Okay, a lot of words. Click on a thing, like a move, and it tells you, oh, all the things you can do with movement. Great. So we want to look at conditions because I noticed Charmed, Deafened, oh, there's no Dazed. That's not a feature in this edition. And in the previous edition, I believe what happened in 4E, it was like a soft CC. It was not as bad as Stunned, which you can't do anything. Which is bad. We don't like that. And it's obviously not as bad as Paralyzed, which is brutal. Yeah, no, dude, Dela, this is amazing. I'm gonna link it actually in the chat right now because I can. Bada boom, it's so good. I love this thing. What's even better is it is a standalone HTML file. You can go onto his GitHub page and download it and have a nice backup. We're not running 4E, Ivalon. We're running 5E. You know this, don't you trick me. Well, yeah, we're converting the 4E stuff to 5E right now. We're stealing. So what is a weaker CC? Frightened. Disadvantage ability checks and attack rolls. So maybe, okay, so we're gonna call that Wave of Nightmares. Bada boom. Or become frightened until the end of its next turn. Instead of the end of its next turn, a frightened save ends. That's a rules jargon I understand, and I think everyone I play with will understand, but I don't think they actually use that in 5e anymore. I don't remember. Or I'll say until the end of its next turn. Until the end of its next turn. the end of that turn, the creature must repeat the save, falling unconscious on a failure. I like the idea of this, right? Because it's the nightmares, right? Grasping holds, you're falling asleep, and then you fall asleep. So I like that. I think that is definitely threatening, and it kind of gets the feel of this wave of sleep. Because that's what it is. Day save ends, then unconscious save ends. So I super dig it. I also like 4E. 4E was a lot of fun. Very tactical, which is not a bad thing. Just a different thing. 4E would have done so much better if Roll20 had really been a thing during 4E, because it just would. It just would have been way better. These maps, as I'm clearly show, were basically made for this. Apparently, actually, back in the day when they were releasing 4E, it was supposed to come out with its own virtual tabletop, but it never did, which is a shame. Anywho, so we got these hags. Let's roll their hit points real quick. We've got a roll to GM set. So just click 1, 2, 3. Oh, they got a lot of HP. Ooh. So we're gonna just give them their HPs. I like using the red bar because it overlays on the token. A little easier for me. So this guy's got exactly 100. These hags are beefy. Go to GM layer. 106. So I'm glad these guys aren't going to just get totally wrecked, I say right now. And remember, Bionic Shiba, like we said earlier, if it comes a point where this is way too hard, the Aladdin's a dragon. No one needs to know. Cool. So our next guy is our Cyclops Storm Shamans. Sick. These are just regular Cyclopses. We're going to make them cooler. We're going to just drag them on. Cyclops Storm Shaman. Boop. And we're going to drag him on and just stick him right there. And we're going to give him an icon so people know he is the Storm Man. We're going to make him blue. Where is the cloud? There's got to be a cloud icon here somewhere, right? No? Cloud? Cloud? Why? No! Alright, so I guess there's no cloud. Oh, lightning. Cool. Lightning's sick. I'll get rid of the blue. Actually, you know what I'll do? Haha. We will tint him slightly blue. Now everyone knows. Oh god, that's so gross. That hurts. Make him disgusting blue. Oh no. Why am I doing this? Oh boy. What if I do really light blue? Oh no, that just looks terrible. Ugh. Dark blue? No, it just looks bad. Get rid of the tints. Just be gone. Stupid thing. Makes me so sad. Whatever. We don't really care about... Why do you have 5 feet of sight? Who are you? So we're gonna duplicate that guy. One goes there. Where's the other one go? Goes over here. And pop. And actually, there are only large creatures in that one, but... Whatever. They'd be big boys. Little harder to hide, probably. Alright, so let's... Because they're actually... Well, we never say... Always catch for a reason. Never say people in the... Oh. Yeah, well, exactly. They're real monsters. They're just hungry, man. Anyway, so let's look at our Storm Shaman. And let's look at those Storm Shaman abilities that he's supposed to have. Boop. So, a bunch of health. That should be fine. He'll be good. They might be too healthy, actually, but we'll find out about that real quick. If I find out they're way too healthy, I'm just going to cut down one of the hags. Perfect. Poor depth perception. Just going to get rid of that for this guy because they're ranged lightning guys. Like, I don't... Quarterstaff? Oh, man. Let's get rid of this rock. Let's give him... Quarterstaff, which Quarterstaff deals a d8, and that's already calculated here, so we're good. Not 2d4s, that's a different edition. Oh, plus thunder damage, I like that. Alright, so 1d8 thunder. They feel the thunder, I dig that. Cool. They just bonk a little harder. Tempest Orb. Okay. Yeah, sure. Tempest Orb. Make that an attack. We'll actually change this to quarterstaff. And so he either makes 2 of these, which hit pretty hard, or maybe he'll make 1 Tempest Orb. So we'll make that ranged. And what's the range on? Whatever, it makes 30 feet. Make it kind of small because he's a dumb Cyclops. Plus to hit is going to be based on his stats, which he doesn't really have stats. So we're going to make, what is Tempest? Probably not Wisdom, probably not Charisma. Maybe it's natural stuff like a Dragon Breath, right? So we'll use Constitution. So it's going to be 1 lower than Strength. His Con's +5, Strength is +6. So he's going to have 1 less hit in there. It's going to be +8. 1 target. And it's going to do... I want it to be way more powerful than that. So 6d8. Or 7d8. Thunder. Or actually, we'll make it 6d8 because I got an idea. Or what's Shatter? Shatter is 3d8, so yeah, 6d8 is fine. Cool. So, bunch of thunder damage. That's too much thunder, I think. Because I want to make it 5. An average of 22. Excellent. And we'll give him the Evil Eye. So, maybe call it Eye of Thunder. Not Thunder. And I'll give this... Maybe not a recharge. Ah, thank you for the following, Daylan. I super appreciate that. You really want to screw with your players? Roll for how many days? 1 pass. Yeah, really. It's just like, how long passes? It's been 7 seconds. Interesting, strange, month-long adventure you went on. Or, worse, it's been 70 years. You're all dead. Everyone you care about's dead. I don't want to give it a recharge. Whatever. Range. Let's go with 30 feet again. And I don't think it's actually an attack, it's a save. So, a creature of the Cyclops' choice within 30 feet must succeed on a DC. Sweetie, can you quiet down a teeny bit? You're getting loud. DC. What's our DC? 8 plus this proficiency, which is going to be 3, I think, at this level. So it's 11 plus the dex is 16. 16. All right, let's make Constitution, saving, throw, or gain vulnerability to thunder damage until the end of the Cyclops' turn. I like this because it can only then work with the Cyclops' Tempest Orb or Quarterstaff. So I'll just make this as a bonus action. Creature Cyclops' choice from 30 feet must succeed. 30 feet. That can see the Cyclops. Do I want that? Yeah. I think, actually, the way this is written, I should all make the Cyclops all lowercase. Because he's not a proper noun. Same with Constitution there. Cool. I like this. It can really make his Tempest Orb really hit hard or not. So we'll see. That gives him a real gamble, right, between picking 23 times 2 or 22 times 2. Maybe we should make that 6. Yeah. Cool. I like this. Maybe this is... Oh, God. No, let me make it 5. Make it 5. I'm bad. I'll regret something. Whatever. I could go through and actually calculate the CR for what I should do here. I'm not going to, because I have a good idea, generally speaking, of how powerful level 10 players are. I've played a ton. And my worst case scenario is I do way too much damage and decide that this is a once per day feature. That's the great thing, is you can figure it out as you go as a dungeon master. And as long as you don't tell your players that, the suspension of disbelief is still there, and they still have a ton of fun. So, anyway, we got these two guys. We're in the GM info layer. That's not where I want them to be. I want them to be in the token layer. Maybe that's why the overlay color looked so bad. Let's find out. I have a feeling. Let's not pick that one. That's going to be so bad. Yeah, no, it just looks bad. Never mind. Maybe I pick the lighter one. No, it just looks terrible. I don't know why I tried that again. Whatever, man. So I got a little lightning bolt so you know that they're whatever. Why not recharge on a 5 or a 6 on a D6? Yeah, I could do that too. The problem I have on is I already have a recharge on the Night Hags, and I don't want to be thinking about all that crap at the same time, so I'm just going to have it be an at-will or not. Because the Cyclops really, it's making a choice when it does that, right? Because it's either double hitting with the quarterstaff, which is more consistent, or it's gambling for the big hit on the Tempest Orb. So, with the Thunder and Tempest Orb, which is also its only ranged ability. So. Yeah, well, I don't think it's lazy DMing. It's just I don't want that much going on because I want the battle to go quickly, and it is a little lazy. Anyway, so these guys are done. They walk in. They're gonna see the Cyclops. We're good. Our next encounter. Let's scroll down to our next part. We're looking at Fomorians. Fomorians have a brutal Evil Eye ability, and they hit people real hard. And I guess they used to hurt immobilized creatures worse. That's fine, because in this new edition, Fomorians are CR 8, just a pretty good CR for this level, I think. And their Evil Eye is brutal. The Cursed Evil Eye, I mean. So, we are going to just plop them in, as is protocol here. So, we are going to toss one sneak back up here. And we're going to toss one down there where he belongs. And we're going to just, whoop, he's super on the jam layer because he is in this big chasm under the bridge. He's very hard to see. I'm really excited about that. It's going to be really great when he absolutely terrifies people. You know, I'm going to make these Cyclopses actually only large creatures. And I'm going to do that just so the Fomorians seem even scarier. So, I actually forgot to roll for the Cyclops' health. We're going to go back to our Cyclops Shamans. And we're on GM roll, which is important. To get that toggle, by the way, you hit this gear. And you go down to toggles. Here. It's the multi-toggle. Super convenient. So we're going to roll his health. Bop, bop. Oh my god. Alright. Okay, Cyclops. You got some... that is my really bad pronunciation of HP. Terrifying. Did you know Fomorians were named for an evil giant in Irish mythology? I actually did know that. I love Fomorians too. They're really freaking cool. They're just super sweet. I'm going to use these guys just verbatim because they are a fine CR for this level, and they will be quite threatening. And I will roll two more, and oh, they don't have much more health than the Cyclops, actually. Oh, that's okay, though. They're still going to be absolutely terrifying. I have one player in particularly who has very bad experiences with Fomorians, so I'm very excited for when they get grabbed. Cool. And then we needed a Cyclops guy over there who was going to throw spears. Let me scroll back up. Some Impaler, he just throws spears. It's so dumb. Oh my god. I'm just going to have him be a regular fucking Cyclops. He's going to throw rocks. He's going to throw rocks at disadvantage. Bah. Because I don't even care. We're going to change his name. He's now Cyclops Rockman. Rockman. Alright, Cyclops Rock. You know what? Rock Lady. Cyclopses can be Jurals. Cool. Let's get Cyclops Rock Lady's health. Probably going to be really high like everything else. I rolled initiative instead. Whatever. I'm just going to give the Cyclops Rock Lady a little less health. I just made up a number. Red for HP, green for ammo. Yeah, no, I like using the red bar for health I have on because I like how it overlays on the tokens. That's why I dig it. But yeah, a lot of people do red for ammo and stuff. Let me give this guy ammo. Let me say the Rock Lady's got like 10 rocks. 10 out of rocks. Or much easier, 10 rocks. Whatever. So I click on, we know they got 10 rocks left. Cyclops Rock Lady's done. The Manacles. Oof. What do we want? And before I actually run the game, you know, I'll take a... Dude, she just loves rocks. They're just all over the ground. She actually has really huge extra-dimensional armpits. That's where she keeps them, I'm on. So let's see. And in earlobes, particularly large earlobes. Let's see. Crushing manacles. That's what I'm interested in now. Ba-ba-da-ba. So I'm just going to give that an action. And I'm going to call this Grab. Sneaky manacle grab of grabness. Cool. Small or medium creature within, what's the range am I looking at? 4, 5. 5 within, I'll say 30 feet of the manacles. When a small or medium creature moves to be within 30 feet of the manacles, it must succeed on a DC. Well, this is going to be hard, so I'm going to give it 19. Fomorians are 16. Let's make this... Well, I'll make it 16. Or 17, because it's only really going to happen like once or twice, I think. Yeah, the armpits of Holdingdale, I like it. I super dig. Let's see, on a DC 17 dexterity. What do they say? Reflex. So, yeah, I'll give it dexterity. Saving, throw, or become grappled by animated manacles. And moved. A creature grabbed in this way. Grappled in this way takes 5 piercing damage at the start of each turn of its turn, and is restrained and unable to cast spells requiring somatic components. Oh, fucking brutal. I like the idea of that. That might be too much of a dick move, but I like it. I don't like. I dislike that. Oh, wait. Let's give them their armor. Crushing manacles. Armor class 25. HP is gonna be, I don't know, 30. Like, that's what it says here. I'll stick with that. Whatever. That's all. Cool. Easy peasy. Whoops. Actually, I made a new thing. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. The manacles can grapple up to 4 creatures at one time. And I imagine it can take as many reactions as it wants. This isn't like a reaction so much as it just grapples. So I like that. That's gonna be cool. I hope I remember it. Yeah, right. Why the fuck doesn't 5e do stat blocks for traps? Come on, wizards. I'll close that for now. Do I have cool manacles I can just toss on there so I remember? Oh, of course, premium assets. Thanks. No, I shouldn't be mad though. Someone put a lot of effort into making these premium assets, except I'm just getting spammed with the same things over and over on the free one, which is frustrating. Whatever, I don't need manacles. Oh, it's because I should probably be looking for something like chains. And why are they giving me marine chainsaw? Okay. Yeah, I don't think. Maybe like. Yeah, you're alright. Big old chain monster. We're gonna just toss you on the. Oh, you're already on the GM layer. I'm already there. I'm the best. Type T for trap. What? Am I just a pleb? Do I just not know something? See, there are things I don't know about Roll20. Oh, it's giving me a library. I don't want that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Where would I type T for trap? Oh, I could just type the letter T. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I could. I like having a token, though. That way they know they can destroy it, I think. Or more likely to destroy it. Possible to destroy it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I understand what you're saying now. I thought you were talking about to look up for, like, icons. Cool. So, wow, we're already done with the first 2. We're almost there. We've been going for a little over 2 hours. A little longer than last time, but that's fine. So I think we're going to have 2 really brutal encounters, the first ones. There is a lot of hit points to chew through between all these enemies. So I think this one can be a little gentler, maybe, for lack of a better term. Let's see. We're going to start with... we got, for just as a quick refresher, we have our evil Eladrin person. Once again, we're going to take away your ability to see. You're blind. Wahaha. And you're going to be eating dead things, because that's what you do. And we got some ghouls. So we're going to drag some ghouls on. And they're also just going to be scattered all about. Okay. And they're just kind of snarfing around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It says 5, but I'm going to probably use more. We'll see. It depends on if they take like a rest or something. Whether we're gonna need more ghouls. So we'll just since they can't see over here, we'll just toss some more ghouls. We'll just get on. But oh, come on, get on the map, guys. Get on the map. Great. And that way we can always use some more later. Because, and the reason I want so many, because I am going to say to hell with your design protocols for this edition. I'm using minions. So, I'm going to open up my ghouls. And they are going to have, boop, 1 HP. So, none of them have HPs written down. They're just all blank because they die in 1 hit. They are not going to be CR1. Instead, we're going to make them CR5. What does CR5 do? It increases their proficiency bonus to +3. That's super important. And then we're going to have to buff up probably their dexterity, because they were elves once. So we're going to give them a 19 dex. So that gives them +4, plus a +3 from proficiency. It's going to give them +7 to hit. With their bite. So +7. And they just kind of chaunch. And their claws are also going to have a +7. And instead of a +2, it's going to be a +4 to damage. Cool. And I think that's it. This enough is going to be terrifying. I think. Maybe I'm wrong. Especially since you can summon more. I'm going to get rid of the bite entirely. Just, yeah, it was too late. So I got rid of the bite. And so, maybe these guys look good with a tint. I want this to work, guys. Look how bad it looks. Yeah, jeez, that looks... Actually, that doesn't look that terrible, but it looks bad enough that I'm not going to do it. So, we got more out there. Maybe she can summon them from the body here or something. That'd be cool. So we got our ghouls, and that's all I'm going to do to them. In this, they recommend having 2 different ghouls that do different things and have different HPs for no apparent reason. One of the problems with 4th edition is you've got 2 enemies that should otherwise look and be the same, but one of them is a minion and one of them is not, and they do different stuff. Shrug emoji. The gargoyles. So you can see I'm doing the big bad last. So let's look at our gargoyles. They look cool. I stole these guys from Tomb of Annihilation because they're sick. Which, by the way, really cool module. These guys are CR10, so they're done. Ta-da! That's all I'm gonna do. Add 1 ghast. I could add a ghast. A ghast would be an option here. The problem is I already have 3 different enemies going on. I don't like going more than 3 usually. Tomb is so... Well, I say Tomb's cool. I actually don't have any experience with the Tomb itself in Tomb of Annihilation Ivalon. But the Hex Crawl is beautiful. It's wonderful. And it's so good on Roll20. Roll20 makes it, really satisfying to clear those hexes. Oh my god. Because you literally can just boop, 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 delete them one at a time, and it's great. Highly recommend. So we got all these guys, and I could take away their visions too, but I just don't care anymore. The players won't see them. Like if I go Control L and look, oh, he can see stuff, whoa, but whatever, I don't care. Let's look at the bad guy. This is Erenith Burlani of the Autumn Winds. Except I'm going to get rid of Burlani because I didn't use that word in my description. So it's just Erenith Maybe Fallen of the Autumn Winds. Cool. And what are we going to do with this character? This is straight out of Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes. It is the Autumn Eladrin. I've just kind of stuck it all in. And looking at it, we got spellcasting. Calm emotions, that's not what we want. Sleep, no. Cure wounds, no, no. We don't want any of those. Ooh. Maybe heal. Heal would be cool. So we'll keep heal and raise dead. Or we'll change that to animate dead. And get rid of greater restoration. No, that will keep it. So keep those. Cool. So one of the things that we know about this character is they're supposed to be a great big spellcaster. And let's look at their actual abilities here. Where are they? They're on their own page. Jeez. What do they get? Over here on the thing. Let me zoom in a little bit. I know I'm probably zoomed way out for most of this time. My apologies, everyone, in case you're, blinding yourself trying to look at the screen. Do I miss the variant nymphs? Yeah, I mean, they'd be... I don't know much about them, but I like nymphs. They're cool creatures. Anything that's playful but deadly is great, because players don't know how to roll with that. If they're good, players will just kill them. But playful, they won't just murder them.
Yeah.
Let's see, a bunch of HP, cool, whatever. Cloak of Autumn, creatures is blah 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 blah, treat the area as difficult terrain. Ooh. That's interesting. Sure, you know what, I'm gonna go with that. Let me click on her and give her this 10-foot aura of light orange, because orange is autumn. And let me make it not a square. Make it so that everyone can see aura 1. So everyone can see this aura of kind of wind around the player or the character, which is just neat. I like it. Do we have a lighter orange? Yeah, we do. Good. I always like to use lighter if possible, or more translucent. Whoa, I hear Jeremy throwing softballs. You motherfucker threw fucking Fomorians in here. Don't you say I'm throwing softballs. My apologies. That was a little aggressive there. Autumn Chill Weakened. Oh my god, until the end of the encounter. I love that. Okay. Sweet. That's really cool. So... An Aura of Charm. I don't think we have that. Because this is not a charming creature. Not in its corrupted, kind of fallen form. But maybe we can turn this Autumn Chill into... any non-Eladrin creature that ends its turn within 30 feet of the Eladrin must succeed on a DC 16 Wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature now is weakened to condition. Does not look like weakened to the condition, but not poisoned. That's not what I want. Let's look at a spell. So I hit a little eye up here to go to the compendium. Ray of... Is it the Ray of Enfeeblement? Yes, it is. Excellent. On a hit, you only have to weapon attacks that use strength. We'll steal the exact phrasing. That makes it sound a lot more professional. The creature becomes weakened. Paste. Dealing only half damage with weapon attacks and strength until the creature completes... until it leaves the area. Till it leaves the... It leaves the aura. I like that. That'll be fine, because it might make the... yeah, maybe that's fine. Until it ends its turn outside the aura. Cool, we'll go with that. We'll call that corrupting presence, or defiling. Presents. I feel like crap right now. My apologies, guys. If I am sounding a little zonked, it's because I feel like I'm dying. I'm gonna want to be ending this one shortly. Face step, sick, keeping it. Magic resistance, sick, keeping it. Longsword, he's got a longsword, whatever, cool. Longbow, yeah, he's got a longbow, cool, whatever. Whirlwind blast, I like that. And actually, yeah, let's just go with that. Huh, I thought these had special abilities attached to them, the teleportation, I guess not. Yeah, I think that's really about it. Maybe I want a whirlwind ability, maybe. Whirlwind is definitely not in here. Yeah, whirlwind shouldn't be in there, but maybe like thunder wave doesn't quite do what I want. Gust of wind that feels so weak. The problem is this creature doesn't do a lot. This doesn't seem really threatening, so it doesn't seem like a super powerful evil spellcaster. So I'm just gonna give him some powerful spells. Bat. I'm just gonna give him once a day. So instead of Greater Restoration and Heal, we get Animate Dead, or not Animate Dead. We get Finger of Death. That's a 6 spell. I can get rid of most of these that I was gonna stick with before, but bet and bup and bup. Well, 2. Okay. So I'm gonna have to fix the spellcasting thing. Put it in its correct spellcasting level. What else do we want besides Finger of Death? Anyone got some cool spells we want? Actually, you know, Ray of Enfeeblement. No. Maybe not. Enfeeblement. Oh, you know what? Oh, Fear. That's gonna be great, because then characters... so Fear... Finger of Death... what else? I only want to give these like one a day kind of deals. Reverse Gravity. I like Reverse Gravity because it really just, it feels that otherworldly. Reverse Gravity, maybe 1. Well, that's 3 rounds of like, they're gonna use these abilities. Maybe just give them at will. What do we want to have for at will? Something like maybe like a level 2 or 3. What are some good level 2 or 3 spells? Oh, Chad, I need your help. Oh, Vampiric Touch is great. That's what I'll do. Vampiric Touch. Actually, per everything, it should be lowercase v, and boom, we're done. So they can always just Vampiric Touch. They got Fear, and they got these 2 abilities too, which are sweet. And of course, the gargoyles are actually smart, and we'll try and grab people and toss them into the river. So let's look at the gargoyles again one more time. Yeah, they're fine. I think, you know, maybe I'll give them advantage. Maybe I'll give them athletics. Their CR 10, which gives them a +4 proficiency bonus, so 4 + 4, they're gonna have an 8 to their 8 to their athletics, because this is what they do. They toss people in rivers. Cool. I'm super into that. And yeah, yay for grappling. Grappling's the worst. I hate grappling. It's, in my opinion, one of the worst things in 5th edition. But that's a different story entirely. It's just too simple for what it is, in my opinion. And too good. So good. Anyway, I think that's really about it. Man, my head is pounding. Anywho, thank you, every single one of you guys. Thanks for hanging out. We had some cool ideas in there. I'm excited to see how, suicide jump into the river. Yeah, well, I mean, right? If they start to lose, that's a getaway, right? They run away into the rainforest. Oh, right, this person. So I think what she can do is, as an action on her turn, she can just summon 4 more of these ghouls instead of something. And they spawn, like, from her or from the pile of bodies or whatever. But yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah, more or less. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and I'm going to get rid of the heal Fae on the river because I don't want to think about that. Think about the magic item later. Cool. How the Warner can be cured. Oh, that's cool. Water runs fast. Oh, these DCs in here, I'm just not worrying about right now. Maybe they're 15, maybe they're 17. Play it by ear. Basically, how bad I butcher my description will determine what the DCs actually are here. But yeah, I think this is gonna be fun. I'm pretty excited actually. Thank you everybody who hung out. I hope maybe I taught y'all a thing or two about Roll20, and hopefully y'all are excited as excited as I am for our cool delve tomorrow. I'm pretty hyped. Will this be my TPK? That's the thing. Nothing in here is individually too terrifying. Hey, thanks, Dale. I super appreciate you hanging out. Welcome to the show. Welcome to DnDTime. We have stuff all going on actually all the time now, pretty much. We got stuff on Wednesdays, on Fridays, on Sundays, and yeah, except the dragon prisoner. We gotta remember. I'll make sure to go in and put a dragon. I'll just like quickly go into the dragon prisoner and be like, dragon. And then maybe we'll do that. We'll see. It'll be an evil dragon, right? It's the black dragon behind it the whole time. You should have monsters cross encounter zones and team up with each other for a TPK. Now, you see, I'm not trying to... When I when I build these one-shots, these dungeon delves, I want them to be very threatening, right? Because it's a one-shot thing, there's a loose story, but really it's going in and beating up the monsters. And if it's too threatening, it feels like bullshit. And that, like, you know, you don't want to just be put up against impossible odds. You want to put up against very difficult odds, where your play, like, really makes a difference. And yeah, I mean, like, that's really about it. I'm just excited. I think it's going to be real cool. Oh, I can't think of how to have the one-way site deal, unfortunately, with the dropping ledges. You know what? I'm gonna, before I go, let's screw around here. Let's see if I can make a one-way site here. Let's go dynamic lighting, polygon line tool. We're gonna keep our teensy-tiny, and we're gonna use a different color entirely in case I gotta just totally purge it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this. Oh, not actually what I want. That's fine though. That'd do it maybe. I don't think this is actually going to do anything I want it to do, but... Alright, let's see what happens now if I look at my big old... I don't know. Another ladder prisoner. You, hello. Look at your thing. Ah, you can't see up for your life. It didn't work. How about down? Can you see? Oh, come on. I can move you. Let the DM cheat. Yeah, it doesn't do what I want it to do. Not unless you get right up at it. Oh, well. Range seat down the cliff. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Alternatively, I could just make this cliff edge higher, right? And that could do it. But I don't think I want to do that. I think I'll just accept that I will begrudgingly use the GM layer for this fellow. This fine gentleman here with his leg grabs of abject horror. But yeah, anyway, thank you everybody. If you enjoyed hanging out, that's awesome. I'm glad you did. I enjoyed seeing all the silliness in the chat. And if you're interested in more DnDTime activities, tomorrow I will be running this adventure for 4 fine adventurers, 4 fine heroes, whom I'll hopefully kill. We'll see. And then next Wednesday, Pete and I are going to continue with DnDTime Talks. I believe we'll actually be talking about the elves, which talks heavily about the Eladrin. Almost like I planned this, except I didn't at all. But It's almost like I did. One of the players was like, I want to play a level 10. And I'm like, all right, sure. Just, this happens to be the convenient level 10 adventure. What do you know? But yeah, that's really about it, I think. Yeah, check us out on DnDTime Talks next Wednesday, and then Pete and Jeremy's DnDTime coming back with a vengeance on Friday. Pete and I have some crazy cool adventures planned. It's going to be sweet. And yeah, when you're the DM, everything was always planned. That's the illusion, right? They need to believe that you planned this the whole time. That there is no hope. But I digress. Thank you, everybody. Y'all are the best. And thank you very much, Dela, for your follow. We super appreciate that here on D&D Time. The only way we grow is through random people coming in, like you happen to this time. Welcome to the crew, and by word of mouth. So tell your friends, everybody. D&D Time's cool and stuff. D&D is cool and stuff, and hopefully I will murder them all. Maybe I'll go through and add the whirlwind spell as a 1-a-day thing for this person. We'll see. I like the whirlwind spell. Anyway, I will talk to you all later. Take care and have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.